Is Snake Mountain ready to take on He-Man? Anytime!
Snake Mountain, Battle Armor, He-Man, and Skeletor each sold separately. You put the mountain together. Batteries not included.
Is your serpent ready to strike? Yes! Come, He-Man. Come to Snake Mountain. If you dare.
Snake Mountain with Echo Microphone from the Masters of the Universe collection. Action figures each sold separately. From Mattel.
Hi everyone, today. Welcome to this brand new review, the first one of 2025. I used the Masters of the Universe Origin Snake Mountain playset in a previous video. So, here it is. I'm showing you the Mattel factory box that I've proudly kept. Because we don't always have them, and when we receive them, it's pretty cool. What? So we're still on Mattel toys. Of course, here we go. So yes, castle. So, Snake Mountain, which translates to the mountain of the snake. The famous castle of Skeletor. Even though it's not really a castle, all the collectors say, the castle, it's not really a mountain, right? I'm going to gently take the box out of the factory carton and show you what it looks like. So here's what we have inside the original box. The awesome Snake Mountain box. Honestly, it's really cool with the artwork by Axel Rimenes, which is always amazing. Of course, the Mattel logo. Yes, because I already opened it off camera a few days ago. While I show you the back of the box, with a few characters missing from my collection, because some of them are quite expensive. For example, the one from the Talon Fighter, I don't have that one. The combat vehicle, which is actually included to put it on the Castle of Shadows. I'm missing it. The Skeleton Warriors, Thunder Punch He-Man, Dragon Blaster, the beautiful Skeleton Samurai, the new version of Man-in-Arms, and Frogmonger, as well as Triclops, who is in the Rotten. There you go. Then, of course, I have Screech. And I have the Snake Man. It's with everything else that's on the box. Anyway, I have it. I must currently have half of the collection. So here it is, with the castle in view from the inside, with the different alternative things that are offered to us. Anyway, I'm going to show you all of that. There it is, really a very, very beautiful box. We actually find the original boxes from the period that I unfortunately did not know, since once again I have vintage ones. When I was little, I didn't have the castles, I didn't have any combat vehicles, just a few action figures, and I never had a box. So, it's really cool to be able to have the reissues of the vintage boxes. That's so cool. And here we are, the Snake Mountain. There it is. It's really big, because I have small hands. But you can see, compared to my hand, it's really huge. So, several new features compared to the vintage one from me back in the day. I didn't have it, but I know most of the details from back then. On first version, so I'll be able to calmly explain the differences while we put on the front, which is really beautiful. So yes, the differences compared to the original castle. The back, which isn't really the back after all, indeed, because here we truly have the castle door. Let's go. We're going to show you the inside now. And here we are, the inside of the castle, finally. So, well, we can't see the mountain all the way to the top, but I don't think that's a problem. What will interest us more here? In this second part of the video, it's going to be the inside of the castle that you can see is empty, because I'm going to show you what's included with it. So we have a cage that allows you to lock up the Masters of the Universe. We can simply, for now, just place it here. You need to slide it. We'll buy it new, of course, and you'll unbox it. Something that I've already done. The cage will to be assembled. There you go, with the door that opens like this. Next we have Skeletor's throne, which is really stylish with the two skulls. So here, we can sit him on his throne, so be careful. I thought I had a manufacturing defect, that my castle had a flaw specifically regarding the little piece. Here, in fact, it doesn't clip in completely. It's intentional, it's by design from Mattel, and you can see you can move it in all directions. By the way, the stickers are already applied. And that's actually a good thing because I hate putting on stickers. Besides, I don't know how to do it perfectly. All of that is pretty annoying, and on top of that, I'm happy because there's no overflow. My stickers are really well applied. I really got lucky on that front. Next, we have a ladder. I believe it can go right here. Of course, but well, it's a bit tilted, it's not very pretty. So Mattel thought ahead and included a second spot here. And there you go, we can place it like this, it looks really good. Next, a warning. For those who are arachnophobic, here's the spider, Gypsy. There you go, it can actually be placed in several spots. So we still have the little pieces, so we have one here. I think we can also put it right here. Next to Skeletor's throne, there should be other spots too. After that, I didn't look too closely, but honestly, putting it up there is super cool. So we're going to put it up there, just like that. Then, I'll show you later, the bridge that will be assembled. And actually, you have to clip it in at the back, outside the castle. And basically, we won't be able to close the castle once it's fixed. So that's a bit annoying. So we're going to put that aside for now. We'll do it later. And this time, we don't have many weapons included. But still, we do have a few. We actually have, if you want, a shield, a sword and a spear that we can place right here in front like this. So, yes, on the other hand, I'm going to tilt it a little to prevent it from leaning too much. Well, that's about all there is to present about the inside of the castle. So now the little cool things we can do. First of all, I'm quite disappointed with that. So I'm going to take a moment to talk about that, of the wolf's head. So now I'm going to speak to those in their 40s who had it back in the day. The wolf's head back in the day had a system where you could talk into it, and on the other side, the face outside the castle, the mouth moved and we had Skeletor's voice inside. They removed it. That system is quite a shame. So instead we just have the wolf's head like this. And instead here, I don't know if you can see it, we have this that actually makes the mouth move outside the castle. We're not sending it back as it is, but hey, it's not a big deal. So, the wooden door of the castle that opens, with a trapdoor to drop things through, either at first, the masters of the universe, where the little creatures are here, where there's acid. You'll see later with the cage, it'll be much cooler. So I'm going to take a guinea pig that doesn't have a system. I think we can use Roboto, because yes, I took a few action figures to show you what it looks like. So I took Roboto, who will serve as our guinea pig. So he doesn't come apart here. Let's take an example with another action figure. We're going to take Mechanic, because some action figures don't come apart at the waist. So for example, Mechanic could potentially fall through the trapdoor. So there you go, it comes apart like this, and then he falls into the acid with the creatures that are going to attack him. Poor Mechanic, while I give him a pretty cool little break. So luckily He-Man were going to come to his response. So here, I took the Super Armor He-Man, or I can't quite remember what he's called. That was the He-Man that had a system like this. I even have Skeletor like that in my collection too. I think that's He-Man. The Invincible one in French, which by the way, compared to the vintage version, got a new face. It's pretty nice, and this one doesn't pop out either because of the system inside the torso. For example, we have He-Man entering the castle. And actually what we can do is pretty cool. We can take the cage. I'm taking the cage from the side while the ladder is... Okay. The mouth, so we're going to put it back. I can take the cage and put it right underneath. You'll see from the trapdoor. So we're going to make some space. There we go. Goes like this. I'm going to remove the ladder because sometimes when we want to fit the other pieces together, it's easy. So wait. By the way, it sinks in pretty easily. Sometimes it depends. I can open the cage from the side. So yes, sometimes it tends to get stuck. That means it's not pushed in enough. So be sure to push it in well. And there, normally it goes down by itself. I'm closing the cage. I'm putting the ladder back this time correctly. And now we're going to take Skeletor V2, this one. Here it is, the V2 version with the vintage head from back in the day. And I'm going to sit him in his throne. There we go. He's proudly sitting on it. And now I'm going to take He-Man. No, we're not going to take He-Man because He-Man is still the hero. Let's just say he managed to sneak all the way up to the top floor of the castle to challenge Skeletor to a duel. Are we going to take Roboto? So Roboto joins his friend He-Man to help him during the battle. And now watch out, Skeletor activates the trap. So this is what you need to do, actually. Close it like this. And there, Roboto is trapped. There you go. He's locked in the cage. And then we can take the cage and put it right next to Skeletor's throne. So what are we going to call the prison then? So then, took some other figures. So I took Rathlor, the rattlesnake that we can put here. So there's a little trick with him because of the tail. He doesn't necessarily stand up on his own. You insert it like this. You can make him stand up. So we can just say that Rathlor is watching the cage, and since he didn't bring his weapons with him, for example, we can take the spear. It comes with the Snake Mountain. And there you go, he's watching Roboto so he can't escape. There. Next we have Tongue Lasher. There it is. About to be caught by the other mechanical creatures that are trapped. So the machinery notices it, but fortunately it's too late. While He-Man is still dealing with Skeletor, we have King Ease, of course, that I had to grab. This one. There you go. We're going to put it at the level of the dungeon. He's patiently waiting for Rattler to lock up our friend Roboto. And then we can come up with several scenarios, right? And actually, I just realized there's something I haven't shown you. This is it. I'm going to try to turn it. The superb snake. I don't know if it's a cobra, but it's really stylish. With the articulated mouth, you can turn it in several different directions. And actually, he can attack a Master of the Universe who would try to enter through the main door of Snake Mountain. So this one is really beautiful too. So, listen. I think that's about it. I've covered everything. So what we're going to do is close up the castle now with all the accessories inside, because it's possible with a few little tips that I'm going to show you. So we're going to take out all our heroes who will quietly go back to the side. There you go. So the poor legs of the poor mechanic. We're going to gently take out the mechanic. You can see it really slides on its own, and we can put Kingis's legs back on again. Here. I'm going to take this off. I'm going to grab the spear again, because we can lay everything down like this. Inside the castle. You'll see, I'll show you. So I'm just going to set this aside quietly. And this too, we don't need it anymore. Roboto, you are now free. You can go back. Here's the ladder. So, to close your castle with all the accessories inside, you take out the cage and put it back here. In the dungeons tab, we can turn the wolf's head snugly in place. This here, we can lift it up. We've got the ladder, but let's be careful with it. The bridge. I'll show you. what that looks like just after this. When closing the video, we place it like this. In this way, you'll understand exactly why Skeletor's throne, in this particular manner and significance, can be placed right there, like this, as you can see. And then we can store the weapons right there. I'm trying to set this up properly. And then what we do is close it up. And now we're going to lift it up like this to be able to fit the bridge through. There you go. After that, you need to get the hang of it. And there you go, we can close the castle. And there it is. It's closed. It's closed. And now we can leave it like this. So it's pretty cool. Listen, I think we're going to do the outro now. I'll first show you what the exterior version looks like with the bridge that comes together. It's so beautiful to look at. So here's the exterior phase of the castle with the famous bridge that I fitted together. You can see that it actually fits together on the sides like this. With Roboto and Rattler, the epic battle is about to begin. Skeletor, being the sneaky one that he is watching what's happening from the throne room outside the castle. The famous mouth. Here's what it looked like when we used the lever from the inside with Mechanic, who didn't have time to do much. He's already a prisoner with his green roper. I think that's what his combat vehicle was called. And his bat, which has fallen. And King Ease is a slasher who strikes from the back, going through the secret passage outside the castle. To finish, we have Muslor, who comes to challenge the giant serpent. There you go. Well, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. So, for those who are wondering if it's still possible to get this beautiful collector's piece, yes. Look, I'm looking off camera. I'm not looking at my phone screen. And right now, I'm admiring it with the figurines. And all of that looks really great. By doing a few poses, we can still create something that's really beautiful, but it does take up a lot of space. So yes, the price. I'm going back to what I was saying. We're going to get to 200 euros. 2 years ago, it was sold out. And that's the thing. When you're a collector, you have to be patient. And when that patience finally pays off, you're really happy to acquire certain pieces, right? It took me 2 years before I bought it because, you see, I was paying 85 euros and that was much more affordable. I could have paid for it back then, 200 bucks, but that was way too expensive. If we play our cards right for 200 euros or a little less than 200 euros, I mean, we can have both castles. So there you go right now. You can grab it for between 85 and 110 euros. What's left? Even 110 euros. Very affordable. But at that price, honestly, just get it before it sells out again. Alright, listen, I'm going to sign off. Feel free to let me know what you think in the comments. I'd like to see a little bit. Where are the fans of Masters of the Universe? And then I'll see you soon for a new review in the world of toys, everyone.